Officials have sought to assure that while an El Niño phenomenon has increased the rate of rain in Thailand this year to 10% above average, the result will likely be more beneficial than detrimental. Relevant officials have detailed the precipitation situation in Thailand, pointing out that while recent rains have seemed severe, overall the country stands to benefit from the extra water in its dams. They explained that little rain was seen between the months of May and June, with higher than average downpours only seen in the months of January, February, and September. Moreover, the country was only hit by a tropical storm this year, and precipitation averages for the whole year have only exceeded normal rates by 10%. In contrast, 2011 conditions that resulted in widespread flooding saw rainfall exceeding the norm by 35%. Overall, officials believe this year's higher than average rain will only result in more water retained for the dry season, with little or no major downside. The flooding situation in the kingdom has persisted for quite some time, especially in the north and upper parts of the central region, affecting the provinces of Chainat, Ayutthaya, Singhburi, and Ang Thong. Many are afraid that the inundation would eventually reach Bangkok and its vicinity, repeating the 2011 major floods. And today we're joined live on the phone by Dr. Somkiat Rajamwong, Deputy Director General for Engineering of the Royal Irrigation Department, to discuss this matter. Sawadee ka, Dr. Somkiat.
Sawadee ka. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, let me ask you, how is the situation in various dams at the moment?
Yeah, right now we monitor the water situation in every reservoir, especially in the north of Thailand. So far, we found that the maximum reservoir we have so far in the north, that is the Koma reservoir in the Lampang. And also in the eastern part of Thailand, we have like Pasak reservoir is almost 100 full of the capacity. But however, the water situation in the northeast of Thailand, that's just below the 30% of the reservoir capacity we still have in the Nakhon Ratchasima province.
Now, what is the rate of the water being released from the Chao Phraya and Pa Sak Cholasit dams?
Yes, right now we have two control points that quite influence in the Bangkok and vicinity. That is in the Chao Phraya dam or reservoir. Actually, the Chao Phraya diversion dam, we try to maintain the water capacity in the downstream no greater than 2,300 cubic meters per second. We try to keep these rate until we found that the coming flow from the north is decreased. However, we have to think about the release of water from the Pasak reservoir. We try to maintain not more than 700 cubic meters per second. But so far, we found that the rainfall in the north and also in upstream of the Pasak is decreased. But anyway, we have to listen from the meteorological department. They forecast that in probably a few days from now, it might have the rainfall coming. That's why we try to release the flow to downstream in order to speed up the flow rate to the Gulf of Thailand.
Okay, and is the water being released from the two dams affecting the nearby agriculturists or the farmers?
Oh, so far we try to keep the water below the dike, especially in the Chao Phraya River. We have the dike to control the water, not above the dike, especially in Ayutthaya province. But however, at the contention between the Chao Phraya and Pasak River, the water is still released quite impact to the Ayutthaya agricultural area. But however, when it join together with the Noi River and also the Chao Phraya River, Pasak River in the Ayutthaya. The water release at Bang Sai now is just only 2,400 cubic meter per second. But the maximum flow rate right now, we have to try to maintain not above 3,500 cubic meter per second. That means now we can control water flow rate, not just above the maximum or critical rate that we try to control it.
Okay, so it sounds like you're starting to get things more under control. Now, you did mention that the meteorological department has predicted that there will be more rain this month. So, and you also mentioned the measures that you're taking. So do you feel that we are prepared for more rain?
Yeah, this is the forecasting of the rainfall from the meteorological department. We expect probably a couple of days from now, it might have the rainfall into the central plain. Therefore, most of the reservoir, especially Pasak or dam, we have to release. We try to maintain the flow released from the Pasak as about 60 million cubic meter per day. Even we have the inflow to the Pasak dam lower than 60 million cubic meter per day, but we try to maintain that rate in order to make sure that we have enough room for the coming rainfall if it happens in the central part. And also in the Chao Phraya, we try to maintain about 3,300 cubic meter per second below the Chao Phraya in order to speed up the flow to the Gulf of Thailand. For a few days from now, I think we have enough room in order to reserve for the coming rainfall. But after, if we found that it did not have enough rainfall, therefore we have to organize or manage the flow rate again. That might impact not much in Bangkok.
Okay, so it sounds like you're ready for excessive rainfall or less rainfall. And so despite these measures, will Bangkok and its vicinity face any flooding this year?
Yes, actually, we have to think about the rainfall. If the capacity or rainfall intensity more than 60 millimeter per hour, that means it might impact to Bangkok and vicinity area. But however, if we try to lower water level in the Chao Phraya down at below the critical level, that means we try to speed up all the drainage network to the Chao Phraya river. We think that the coming flow rate from the north is not impact to the Bangkok, but keep in mind that if we have a lot of rainfall, that means we might have some impact from the rainfall.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be able to drain it fast enough. Dr. Somkit, is there anything you would like to add before we conclude the interview?
Yeah, right now we try, from the yearly basis, we have to maintain all the key points, for example, in the downstream of the Chao Phraya and also in the Pasak. Since Pasak is very close to Bangkok, and we have the key point at the Bang Sai. Bang Sai so far is very close to Bangkok, therefore we try to maintain the water level or water recharge below the 3,500 cubic meter per second. Right now, they have some impact, in agricultural area, especially in Ayutthaya provinces. We hope that after the farmer already harvested, that means some part of the water can release to those areas. It might, impact some area. But however, we think that we try to keep the water, in the control area between the dike in Chao Phraya. We expect that the water situation so far, we have to wait for another few days from now. If not much rainfall, therefore we can everything now in hand, we can handle no problem. So I like to announce that the farmers and also the people around the Bangkok and vicinity area have to confidence about our situation that's under control.
Okay, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but thank you so much, Dr. Somkit, for sharing your insight with us.
Yeah, thank you very much and welcome.
And that was Dr. Somkiat Prachamwong, the Deputy Director General of the Engineering of the Royal Irrigation Department, speaking to us about the current flood situation in Thailand. And on to other news now. The chairman of the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has expressed satisfaction with the Assembly's joint work with the military.